Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Coast to Coast Racing League here on Extreme eSpeed TV. I am Travis Piercefield, and this is Thursday Night Thunder. Apologize for those pesky updates. We were having some issues there. Joining me, as usual, is John Hine. He's getting in as well as we have a heat race here to broadcast as they are already out ready to go here. Looks like Anthony Morano, Cody Graham, Isaac Salas, and David Tamashi will be the front two rows. We're at Port Royal Speedway tonight, and they will get to green flag racing action here out of the gate. As it's Anthony Morano jumping out to the lead here early. Isaac Salas all over the back of him, out to that outside here at Port Royal Speedway. So 5 laps here to go, 4 to go this time by. Isaac Salas trying to make something out there on the outside work as he follows Morano. Barker up to third. Graham now runs fourth. Ooh, Barker will get into the wall there. He'll go over. That will end his chances here in this heat race number 1 as Isaac Salas taking full advantage out front. He'll slide job on Morano. Morano will fight back on the inside. 3 laps to go. As it looks now, Cody Graham was the one back there in turn number 4 that went up into that outside wall. Morano now settles back in the lead. Isaac Salas trying to chase him down. As it's week number 10 here, 2 laps to go. Isaac Salas continues to work all over the bumper of Morano. As it's Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder, and this is Venom Racing Small Block Modifieds. Morano to the inside. Salas will have one more lap to make a move here as it's Massau running in third. That's Joseph Massau in this heat. Isaac Salas will give it one more attempt. He'll slide up. Oh, contact. Morano will go into the wall. Massau now gets into Salas. At the line, it will be Isaac Salas. Massau second. Single cow will come home third. Tamashi in fourth. So an eventful finish there to that heat race as that one will wrap up as we are here at Port Royal Speedway. And that will finish that heat race. Of course, since we didn't get into it here early, it's week number 10 here of the spring season. And it looks like we have the next heat race ready to go, getting lined up here on the front stretch. We'll take a look at that starting lineup. Joseph Grandy, Connor Ross going to be row number 1. Row number 2, it's Bob DeGood next to Alex Pomalu. And row number 3, rounding out this heat field, it's Dean Reynolds next to Brian Lawson. As John has some computer issues, hopefully he'll join us here shortly. So Thursday Night Thunder, the point standings look like this for the small blocks. It's Joseph Grandy, your points leader. Dean Reynolds second, Jeffrey Barker third, Brian Lawson in fourth. Of the top 4, Jeffrey Barker's the only one with a feature win. Isaac Salas currently sits in 10th in points. He has 3 wins this season. So they will get lined up here as we get ready to go back to racing action here in this heat race. As we watch Gambler Motorsports Small Block Modifieds. Green flag will wave. And it is Grandy jumping out to the lead here early. Connor Ross second, Pomalu in third, as it's Connor Ross making a move to the inside here through 3 and 4 on this first lap. 6 laps to go, 5 this time by, as Grandy will regain that lead with the slide or the crossover back down the front stretch. And as you can see, cars using that outside line here early at Port Royal Speedway, that big wall all the way around. We talk about it every time we come here at Port Royal, how it straightens up there at the exit of turn number 4. We already saw some issues there in that first heat we watched. Could come into play here with the small block and the big block modifieds throughout the evening. So Joseph Grandy has a good lead here now, almost a half of second in front of Connor Ross now. Pomalu's back in third. He's got some separation. Really throughout the entire field, separation between each car. Connor Ross will get into the wall there coming out of 2. That'll open the door for Pomalu. See if he takes advantage. Heading off into 3 and 4. He'll slide job up in front of the 35. 35 will cross it back over, and they will fall back where they were last lap with no change, but 2 laps to go for Joseph Grandy out front. Grandy running out front still, be white flag this time by here at Port Royal Speedway. As it's a small block modified heat race here. Of course, our small block modifieds presented by Venom Racing. And our heat race winner will be Joseph Grandy, our points leader here in the small block modifieds. He will win at Port Royal. And our second heat race here that we've watched this evening will come to an end. And we'll get ready to go on to the next. Well, nope, that will be the final heat race. They will get ready to go here as they have warm-ups before we go to our feature event here for the small block modifieds. As they head out on the track, we'll watch the sights and sounds from Port Royal Speedway as the small block modifieds prepare for their feature event here on Thursday Night Thunder presented by Gambler Motorsports. And with that, our warm-up will come to an end. We'll move on to our feature event, and of course our starting grid presented by the Super Dirt Cars Series, as always. And that starting order is going to look like this. Small block modified feature event. Zach Chapman alongside Isaac Salas in row number 1. Joseph Grandy third next to Logan Wentz. Fifth will go to Joseph Massau next to Connor Ross. Row number 4, it's Patrick Spangler alongside Gary Simcoe. Starting 9th, Alex Pomeloy next to Jason Butterfield. Starting 11th is going to be David Termaschi next to Bob DeGood in the 12th position. 13th, Michael Vesicchio alongside Cody Graham. 15th, Dean Reynolds next to Kelly Wheeler. 17th, Anthony Morano alongside Brian Lawson. And rounding out your top 20 and your field, it's John Krupa alongside Jeff Barker. It's your Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup for our Venom Racing Small Block Modified Division here on Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. So 30 laps will make up our feature event. As we get ready to go, Zachary Chapman alongside Isaac Salas. Isaac Salas already has 3 feature victories here during the spring season for the Coast to Coast Racing League. They'll go down this long front stretch here at Port Royal Speedway. Green flag will wave and our feature event is underway. Joseph Grandy will move to the inside, already looking to the middle there as they go off through 1 and 2. Zach Chapman slides up in front of Isaac Salas. They're 3 wide down the backstretch, lap number 1. Ooh, Salas will check up. Chapman gets into the back of him. They all stay green up front, but in the back there is a caution. Joseph Massau will go up and over. Looked like Logan Wentz was also involved. And with that, the first caution of the night will come out. Saw some attempts for the lead up front. They were 3 wide by the time they hit the backstretch on lap number 1. Saw Isaac Salas tried to slide up in front of Chapman, which worked for a moment. But they will go back to the original starting lineup, so Chapman will regain that first spot. We'll try it again here with another Mission 22 restart as we get this feature event underway here for the small block modifieds. So they're behind that Stephen King Foundation pace car out front, as always. Is it Zach Chapman there? Isaac Salas. Of course, Isaac Salas always hungry for another win here in the modifieds on Thursday Night Thunder. So Zachary Chapman will come out of turn number 4. We'll go back to green. A Mission 22 restart here. Good jump for him. Isaac Salas in that second spot. Grandy saw him being aggressive on the original start of this one. He'll settle in line as the front 4 all to the outside. Spangler back in 5th, looks to the inside. Not much to make there as he'll slide back up through 3 and 4. Chapman leads that line of cars as the front 5 have broken away here early. Of course, Port Royal has that bump there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. They'll all make their way through. There is now Isaac Salas jumps to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Chapman. More room this time, but Chapman already crosses him over. By the time they exit turn number 4, Chapman will hold on the lead. And it's actually Grandy that's able to gain on Isaac Salas by the time they enter turn number 1. Spangler into the wall off of turn number 2. He'll get it collected and keep it straight. Good job by everyone behind him keeping it clean. Out front, they're still trying to chase down Zach Chapman. As Grandy has made his way past Salas. Salas all the way down to the wall in 1 and 2. And our second caution comes out. It looks like it starts with Brian Lawson. Butterfield there, Morano, Masao caught up again. So a group of them wrecked there on the front stretch. So 25 laps to go here in this first feature of the night. Of course, next we've got the big block modifieds. And then we'll end our night at North Wilkesboro with the Tim Chapman Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series 100 laps around that 5/8 mile. So light's still on that Stephen King Foundation pace car as it makes its way around. Chapman's been able to hold on. Salas back to 5th. I'm sorry, back to 4th. Grandy and Ross have made it past him. The double file restart here. Again, another Mission 22 restart as we get ready to go here with Venom Racing small block modifieds. Stephen King Foundation pace car dives on off over the backstretch there as they'll make their way past Morano. Chapman Grandy, row number 1. Ross Salas will make up row number 2. Make their way out of turn number 4 here at Port Royal. It's a long ways down to that restart zone. Green flag waves. Ross will actually move to the inside and in front of Grandy by the time they get to turn number 1. It's Zach Chapman out front. As now Grandy's under attack. He's got Salas to his inside. They'll get that sorted out. Spangler now up there as well. We saw him have issues that last green flag run. He's able to sort it out and get back caught up to the group here as we get going back to green. And now Pomalu has joined that front group out front as they all run that outside line through 1 and 2. 24 laps to go here at Port Royal. Grandy pops out of line down the front stretch, looking to the inside of Connor Ross. He'll complete the pass on the exit of turn number 2, slide up in front of Salas, crossover from Ross. See if he'll be able to complete the move in 3 and 4 as Grandy will cross him back over. This time down the front stretch, Grandy should have that second spot. .22 laps to go here at Port Royal now. Chapman continues to lead. Grandy second, Ross third, Salas fourth, Spangler into 5th. Dean Reynolds up to 7th. Sandwich between Spangler and and Reynolds is Pomalu, and the front 7 have somewhat broken away from the rest of the group. Tamachi's about 7/10 of a second back from this lead pack. As that lead pack continues to stay strung out, single file up around the wall, especially in turn. Oh! Chapman gets into the wall. That opens the door for Grandy. So as I said, they were single file up around. All of a sudden, it turns into some chaos here, as it was Chapman into that outside wall on the exit of turn number 4. Behind them, Pomalu, Spangler, and Dean Reynolds were making moves. It also allowed Tormashi and Cody Graham to catch up to that front group as well. As Zach Chapman now settles into third, it's Joseph Grandy out front. Isaac Salas chasing him down. So you have our points leader and our wins leader here during the spring season, the front 2 cars. Oh, there's a car slow on the front stretch. Leaders have to work around him. The rest of the field makes it as well, as now the caution comes out. John Krupa with issues there, as I believe it was him that was there on the front stretch, slow as the leaders came by. So we'll get ready to go back to green this time by. Oh, lights will stay on, not this time by, but shortly at that. As the field gets sorted out here, we'll prepare to go back to green. It's Grandy, Salas, Ross, Chapman, Pomalu, your front 5. Dean Reynolds 6. Spangler, Tamashi, Graham, and Wheeler will make up your top 10. So the lights are off that Stephen King Foundation pace car. That means this time down the backstretch it'll pull on off, and we'll be set to go back to green flag racing action. Single file restart this time, 18 laps to go. Green flag waves. Grandy leads us back to green. Good restart for him. He's able to separate from Salas. Salas also able to separate from Ross, who currently rides in the 3rd position. As they make their way, you gotta go back to Patrick Spangler. He's in the 7th spot, looking to the inside there, trying to find a way up towards the front. 16 laps to go this time by. Salas looks to the inside on Joseph Grandy. He'll try to slide up. Grandy will, of course, cross it over down the front stretch. He'll slide back up into the lead. 15 laps to go. It's still Joseph Grandy out front. He leads Isaac Salas and Connor Ross. Salas makes a move for the lead there. Grandy tries to battle back on the inside. Nothing there as Connor Ross makes ground up on Grandy. Going to be 13 laps to go this time by, and now our wins leader for the season, Isaac Salas, is out front. It's Grandy and Connor Ross trying to chase him down now as the caution flag waves again. Looks like Michael Versiccio and Brian Lawson involved in this one. So Isaac Salas was able to regain the lead there, complete the lap. Before that, caution flag came out. So we're down to about a dozen laps to go here in our small block modified feature event. The lights should come off the Stephen King Foundation pace car this time by, and they do. That means we'll go back to racing action next time by here at Port Royal Speedway. Isaac Salas makes his way through 3 and 4 as the green flag will wave, and we're back to racing action here at Port Royal Speedway. Good jump by Isaac Salas as he leads now with Grandy behind him, Ross third, Chapman up to fourth, Pomalu into fifth. Caution flag will wave again. It looks like Jason Butterfield this time will be the one with issues as he goes around. And we'll go under and have another Mission 22 restart to take us back to racing action. So the pace car's into the infield. Quick caution there as we'll go back to racing action. Dozen laps to go. Isaac Salas will take the green flag yet again. Another Mission 22 restart. Salas all the way up against that guardrail through 1 and 2. See Dean Reynolds back there. He currently rides in the 6th spot. He'll move into the top 5 as he goes past Pomalu. And the caution flag will wave again, this time for Anthony Morano. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Joseph Massau that was involved with that latest one. Apologize to Anthony, as he is good and running in the top 10 currently. So Isaac Salas looking to pick up his 4th win of the spring season. Grandy, our points leader, trying to extend his points lead and trying to grab a win here during this spring session. So Isaac Salas, another Mission 22 restart here to get us back underway. Green flag waves, good restart for Grandy in second. Also Connor Ross all over the back of that 518 machine as they head off into 1 and 2. Ross looking to the inside of Grandy. He's trying to move up into the front too, have a chance at the lead as well, as we'll have 9 laps to go this time by. Connor Ross all the way up against the wall. The front 3 have broken away. That 4th position held by Zach Chapman. He has Pomalu and Dean Reynolds side by side behind him as 8 laps to go this time by. It's Grandy and Ross trying to chase down that leader of Isaac Salas here at Port Royal Speedway. Caution flag will wave. Not seeing exactly what may have brought this one out. Is it still Isaac Salas? We did get down to 7 laps to go. So it's Isaac Salas still out front. So Isaac Salas takes us back to green here at Port Royal Speedway. 7 laps to go as the laps continue to tick away. Moving down to that first feature checkered flag of the night. Great battle with Grandy and Ross. That's a battle for second as it's Chapman trying to hold off Dean Reynolds and Cody Graham. Oh, contact made with Graham and Chapman. As Zachary Chapman now, he will fall all the way back. He's into 7th now. Now 8th as another car goes by. Rough corner there as he made contact. But out front, it's still Isaac Salas with the lead. He's separated now from Joseph Grandy and Connor Ross, who continue to battle side by side. They'll be side by side as they get 5 laps to go here. And time is running out to chase down that 5 of Isaac Salas. Dean Reynolds, nice run for him tonight. He's moved up to the 4th position. Cody Graham now enters the top 5 for the first time tonight as well. So Grandy will settle in. He's now got Ross at an arm's distance there. Dean Reynolds now trying to hold off Cody Graham as we've got 3 laps to go. Morano's moved up to 6. He's up 11 spots, as is Dean Reynolds from the start of this feature event. Back in the pack, Kelly Wheeler, he's up 7 spots into the top 10. Good run here for him tonight. And out front, 2 laps to go. It's Isaac Salas looking to claim his 4th victory of the spring session. He'll get the white flag this time by and for the final time through 3 and 4, it's going to be your winner again here in the small block modifieds, Isaac Salas. Grandy will hold on to 2nd, Connor Ross 3rd, Dean Reynolds 4th, and Cody Graham rounds out your top 5. So our 3 drivers will pull here onto the front stretch. We will talk to them here shortly. Joining us first will be our 2nd place finisher, Joseph Grandy. Joseph, good run there for you tonight. You stayed up front the entirety of the event and had the lead there for a while. Isaac behind you, what was it going to take to try to hold him off and claim the victory?
I wasn't trying to hold him off. I told him when he had a chance, go for it. I'm running for points right now. If me and him are battling tooth and nail, there was a pretty good chance we might have wrecked each other. So I want to play it safe, and that's what I did.
Well, with that being the case, you got to be happy with coming out of here with a 2nd place finish tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was a great run for you. You should stretch out that points lead a little bit here. You also had a great battle there with Connor Ross. Obviously, not trying to force it too much, but you were side by side there the last few laps with Connor. Was that just trying to hold on to 2nd? Was there any extra fight in that to try to hold on to that position?
That was the cautions coming out. Long runs, I think I was a little better, but those cautions kept coming out, and I was not expecting him to go low that one time going in three, and it caught me off guard. But he stayed low, and Port Royal, it's just you got to stay up top. That's where it's fast.
Well, great run for you. Good points night, Joseph. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, like I thank Catalytic Recovery, West Antone Repair, all the guys over at West or Training Wheels Racing. Congrats on Isaac on the win. Appreciate you for doing the broadcast, coast to coast, all the sponsors and all the guys behind the scenes, and my girlfriend Olivia.
Well, congrats, Joseph. We'll see if we talk to you again here shortly.
Thanks.
That's 2nd place finisher Joseph Grandy, your points leader here as well in the small block modifieds. Joining us now is our 3rd place finisher. It's the 35 of Connor Ross. Connor, kind of walk us through your night there. You hung out in the top 10 for a majority of it and then had a good battle there with Grandy at the end for 2nd.
Yeah, the top side's obviously preferred here, and it was super rough in 1 and 2. And I was talking to my teammate Zach, and he said Reynolds made a good move on the inside and was able to stick with someone on the bottom, and then I got a good enough start where there's I think 5 remaining, and I just needed to make something out of it and tried the bottom. I think I had 2nd for a lap or 2, and then Granny got back on the top, and then just tried to play it safe for the rest of the way.
When you have a track like this where it's clearly the outside line is the better line, is it really just throwing it down there when you think you have a chance? Is that the only opportunity you really have to make moves up towards the front?
Yeah, other than unless you wait for someone to make a mistake, but Isaac and Granny, they make mistakes, but they're not often, and so sometimes you got to capitalize on them. Sometimes you just got to go for the slider, but I didn't want to slide Grandy on a restart because I didn't want to take Salas out. So yeah, it's kind of just that thing where you go to the bottom and hope either they hit the wall or they don't get that launch.
Well, it was a great run for you tonight, Connor. Any sponsor you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, 100%. Got to thank Gambler Motorsports as they've helped me out a lot. Great group of guys. I got to thank Burger Bar and Petro Plus Travel Stop, Retail Design Group, Kingpin Farms, Coast to Coast for putting this on, and you for doing an amazing job on the broadcast.
Thanks, Connor. Great run tonight, and hopefully we talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
That's your third place finisher tonight, the 35 of Connor Ross. And now joining us from Victory Lane, presented by Extreme E-Speed TV, it's our winner, Isaac Salas. Isaac, you pick up another win here in the small block modifieds. Walk us through your night tonight to the victory.
Yeah, she was wild there for a little bit. I think the top 4 or 5 of us were battling pretty freaking hard. Just to kind of have that top dominant line. And I know that there was, I want to say Zach had a mistake, or somebody might have got it into the back of him there. And kind of the seas parted for me on the top to get me to second. I know I slammed into the wall / Zach probably on top. I don't know. It was close for sure. But after that, man, it was just kind of racing the track, and I got past Grandy, and I know Grandy's point racing, so it was probably a pretty safe race for him being up there. But I'm not getting to make every week, so I mean I'm going for wins at this point.
We saw you at one point had fallen back to the 5th spot. When you're at a track like this that's hard to pass, and you fall back early to outside of the top 3, what's going through your mind, and what were you trying to do to get back up towards the front at that point?
Definitely just hit your marks, and when you're right on somebody, just kind of be aware, that they might not get as good of a run as you think they're going to, or the center of the corner, or that big bump going into 1. A lot of people were messing it up, and I know I was too. I know I bunny hopped a few times where I was completely off the ground. But yeah, so you just kind of try to pressure people into a mistake, and when you're racing for a win, and as hard as wins come in this league, all it takes is a little bit of pressure, and yeah, I mean just gotta execute from there on out.
Well, great win, another win for you here with the small block modifieds. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, definitely all those guys over at Venom Racing. Happy to spend every Thursday with them. It feels like Dean the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Guy Your 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside, our Dirt Track Bank, everybody here in Coast to Coast, all the admins, drivers, racers, fans, everybody. Mission 22, everything they do for our veterans. My Gramps and Top Notch Trucking. My friends Buddy and Devin for watching live. They're both talking to me during the race even, so it was pretty awesome to have their support. And then yeah, thank you for the broadcast, Travis. I love watching back. I love talking to you whenever I can. And yeah, just thanks to veterans, friends, family that support me every week.
Well, it is Isaac Salas, your winner here for the small block modifieds. Isaac, we'll see if we talk to you again here shortly with the big blocks.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
So Isaac Salas will win the small block modified division here, presented by Venom Racing, to kick off our Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more modified action here from Port Royal Speedway. You're watching Extreme E-Speed TV with the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Before they go fast and start the power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide. The crowd-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beast of the Northeast. It's the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
welcome back to Port Royal Speedway here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We move on to our big block modified division. This division, of course, presented by the Super Dirt Car Series. $20 cars here tonight as of right now for the big blocks, as this will complete our dirt portion of the night before we head over to North Wilkesboro Speedway next. Big block modifieds, of course, led by Patrick Spangler. He has 1 win on the season. Joseph Grandy, 28 points back, has 2 wins. Cody Graham in 3rd, Dean Reynolds in 4th. He has a victory this spring, and Brian Lawson rounds out your top 5. Isaac Salas, as we talked about with the small block modifieds, has missed a race, so he sits 12th in points, but with 2 wins. He's the leader in wins for the big block modifieds. And with that, we'll get ready here for our heat race number 1. Of course, heat race number 1 presented by Flatline Racing Bodies. And it's going to line up like this. Bob DeGood next to Anthony Morano, Dean Reynolds, Joseph Massau, Jeff Barker alongside Logan Wentz, and Alex Pomelu in 7th will round out the field. Will lead us off into the corner for lap number 1. Morano to his outside. Dean Reynolds. So Morano will lead, 4 laps to go. Pomelu into 2nd, Bob DeGood now back into 3rd as he tries to hold off Jeffrey Barker here. Barker looking to the inside. He'll fall back. Outside momentum will take Bob DeGood back up into that 3rd spot. Pomelu up 5 spots here early. And Quick up into that 2nd spot as they're coming to 2 laps to go this time by. And heat race number 1, Anthony Morano continues to lead. But a half-second lead here as he comes out of turn number 4. 2 to go. Morano down the back stretch. Leads Alex Pomelu. White flag will wave this time by. Front 2 have broken away. Bob DeGood leads that 2nd group. He leads Dean Reynolds, Barker, Massau, and Wentz now. As Morano, his gap will close as they go over the bumps in turn number 1. Pomelu looks to the inside down the back stretch before falling back in line. He'll make a slide job on Morano. Morano will cross him back over down the front stretch side by side. It'll be Morano at the line. Pomelu 2nd. So great race there to get us started with the big block modifieds. And they will line up for heat race number 2, of course. Heat race number 2 presented by Langton Mechanical. They're going to line up like this. Zach Chapman alongside Patrick Spangler, row number 1. David Termasci and John Krupa in row number 2. Starting 5th, it's Brian Lawson next to Michael Versiccio. And then rounding out the 7-car field is going to be Jeffrey Kemper starting 7th. So they're lined up here on the front stretch waiting for David Tormasci to get in line. We'll see if he makes the call. As they will roll off behind that Stephen King Foundation pace car. Chapman, Spangler, Lawson, and Krupa, your front 2 rows. 6 more laps here for another heat race. Should have 3 here tonight for the big block modifieds. Zachary Chapman, we saw him, of course, in the small block modified, leading us to green here with the big blocks now. They'll make their way out of turn number 4. Green flag will wave this time. And heat race number 2 is green at Port Royal Speedway. Chapman to the inside. Spangler to his outside. Lawson holding off Krupa and Kemper behind him. Spangler makes quick work as he moves into the lead. Chapman now trying to hold off Brian Lawson for that 2nd place battle. As Spangler taps that wall in 1 and 2, that'll open the door for Chapman as he closes in on that lead. He moves up to the bumper of Spangler as they go through 3 and 4. It's going to be 4 laps to go this time by. Spangler continues to lead. It'll be halfway this time by. 3 laps to go as Chapman and Lawson try to chase down Spangler. Lawson has closed that gap as the front 3 have broken away. Spangler uses that wall in 1 and 2. He'll have the momentum. He'll pull ahead of Chapman down the back stretch. Chapman looks to the inside again. He'll slide up in front of Spangler. Spangler will cross him over on the exit of turn number 2. They'll be side by side down the backstretch this time by. Spangler slides all the way up to the wall on the exit of turn number 4. That gives the lead to Chapman as the white flag will wave. 1 more lap here in heat race number 2 at Port Royal Speedway. Chapman to the outside. Spangler will take a chance to the inside. It won't be enough. Heat race number 2 will go to the 72, Zach Chapman. So that'll make us advance on to Venom Racing Heat Race number 3. They're going to line up like this. It's Joseph Grandy, Kurt Schatzer, row number 1. Jason Butterfield alongside Cody Graham, row number 2. Gary Singlecow start 5th next to Jacob Massau, and starting 7th will be our small block modified winner tonight, Isaac Salas. Green flag waves. It's Grandy Schatzer leading us to green here in heat race number 3. Grandy will slide up in front of Schatzer for the lead here as Butterfield looks to the inside of Graham down the backstretch. That's a battle for 3rd. Grandy continues to lead, as do Graham and Butterfield. Slight contact there. Butterfield will fall back to 4th now. Trying to hold on to that position as Cody Graham looks to the inside of Schatzer. Ooh, Isaac Salas making his way up to the front. He's up to 4th now. Out front, Joseph Grandy loving this as he's able to pull away. He's got over a second lead now here early in this one. 4 laps to go in heat race number 3. Salas up around the outside. He now works the outside of Cody Graham. That's for 3rd. Now he sets his sights on Kurt Schatzer. That's for 2nd. So Grandy leads. He has a healthy lead over Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer trying to hold off Isaac Salas, who's moved up in 3rd. Graham having Butterfield try to chase him down. Massow and Single Cow will round out the field as Isaac Salas makes an attempt on Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer will... Ooh! Contact's made on the exit of turn number 2. They'll stay side by side down the backstretch and head off into turn number 3. Schatzer will stay down here. That will give the momentum to the 5 of Isaac Salas. White flag waves out front. It's Joseph Grandy and that 518 looking to pick up the heat victory here at Port Royal Speedway. Checkered flag is out, and the heat race will go to Joseph Grandy Salas 2nd, Kurt Schatzer 3rd, Cody Graham 4th, and Jason Butterfield will round out the top 5. And with that, that will complete our heat races here tonight. We'll head into our intermission session, of course, presented by Us Weekend Speedway. And as they head out for our intermission, we'll leave you with the sights and sounds from Port Royal Speedway. And with that, we will move on to our feature starting lineup, of course presented by Super Dirt Car Series. They're going to line up like this. Row number 1 is going to be Anthony Morano next to Zach Chapman. Third, Joseph Grandy next to Alex Pomeluy. Fifth, Patrick Spengler alongside Isaac Salas. Bob DeGood, 7th, next to Brian Lawson. 9th, Kurt Schatzer alongside Dean Reynolds. Starting 11th, it's Michael Versaccio next to Cody Graham. Jeff Barker alongside John Krupa. 15th, Jason Butterfield next to Joseph Massow. 17th, Jeffrey Kemper alongside Jacob Massow. 19th, Logan Wentz. Rounding out your top 20, it's David Tamashi. And starting 21st, Gary Singlecow. So Anthony Morano and Zach Chapman will be your front row here at Port Royal on Thursday Night Thunder. And it is the Super Dirt Car, or I'm sorry, the Big Block Modifieds, presented by the Super Dirt Car Series. Stephen King Foundation pace car pulls on in. 30 more laps here for this feature event. Anthony Morano, Zachary Chapman leading us to green here at Port Royal. Green flag waves. Grandy Pomeluy, your second row there as we head off into turn number 1. Caution flag will wave, and we'll try to do it all over again. So Anthony Morano will lead. See if it reverts back there. As we had just had the green flag wave. Lights are off the Stephen King Foundation pace car as we get ready for another Mission 22 restart here. Green flag will wave. Anthony Morano will take us back to green. Single file restart this time. See if we can get some laps in here around Port Royal Speedway with the Big Block Modifieds. Morano leads, Chapman second, Grandy third, Pomeluy third and fourth and fifth as he battles side by side with Isaac Salas. Salas will fall back into that fifth spot. Zachary Chapman looking to the inside for the lead. Morano will cross him back over. Grandy will also cross him over there. Look to the inside down the front stretch that time by. Working lap number 4 of 30 here at Port Royal Speedway. Grandy will fall back in line now as it's still Morano out front, Pomalu into 4th. Salas rounds out your top 5. For much movement, you got to go back in the pack. Jeffrey Kemper's up 5, now 6 spots up into 11th. Logan Wentz also up 6 spots into 13th. The front 4 remain as they started. Isaac Salas up 1 spot to move into the top 5 as now he works on that inside of Alex Pomalu, trying to continue his move up towards the front and trying to go 2 for 2 with the modifieds here on Thursday Night Thunder. Caution flag will wave. It looks like Bob DeGood having issues this time, bringing out the caution. See him getting it back going the right way. Second caution of the night, 24 laps to go. So they'll get lined back up behind that Stephen King Foundation pace car, and we'll get ready to go back to green. So the lights are still on that Stephen King Foundation pace car. As the lights go off, that means we'll go back to green next time by. Green flag waves. Morano, Chapman, that front row go back to racing action. Grandy trying to use the inside of Alex Pomalu. Isaac Salas as well trying to move on up. As we've got 23 laps to go here in our big block modified feature event. It's Morano out front, but the next 4 are side by side battling for 2nd through 5th. Grandy, Salas to the inside, Chapman and Pomalu to the outside. Contact made. Chapman into that outside wall. Everyone will make it moves to move around him. And the caution flag will wave as it's going to be Zach Chapman up and over, bringing out the 3rd caution of the night. So the caution flag waves again for the third time. So another Mission 22 restart here, ready to go. Green flag waves. Morano out front, Grandy second, Pomalu third, Salas fourth, and Spengler into fifth. Salas working the outside of Schatzer, or Schatzer working the inside of Isaac Salas, however you want to look at it there. That's a battle for fourth. Schatzer's up 4 spots into the 5th spot currently. So a good run for him here early as we come to 19 laps to go. It's Anthony Morano out front, single file from 1st through 7th. .518 looks to the inside of Morano. It won't stick there. Morano will have that momentum around the outside. Grandy will fall back in line as now Salas working the inside of Pomalu. He'll slide up. Pomalu will hold on to that position for now. Pomalu gets into that outside wall. Isaac Salas to the inside. That might be enough for him to pull alongside. It won't. He'll fall back in line. 15 laps to go this time to go at the line. Morano continues to lead. He's got Grandy, Pomalu, and Salas behind him. Front 4 have broken away from the pack. You've got about a second back to Patrick Spengler in the 5th spot. 14 laps to go as Morano continues to lead. He'll move down now as Grandy trying to make some momentum there. You see Gary Sigelkow up ahead. Morano holding off Grandy. Grandy had the outside there through 3 and 4 for a moment, but it's not enough as Pomalu now into the wall too as he's trying to chase down Grandy in second. Tight battle there as Isaac Salas looks to the inside for third. Grandy looks to the inside for the lead. Morano will cross it back over. Both Pomalu and Morano will hold on to first and third. continues to lead. It'll be 10 laps to go this time by. The front four continue to stretch out their lead. It's over a second back to the fourth spot. Sigel Cow to the inside. That's where Isaac Salas was running. He'll have to slide up to move around. Gary moves out of the way there for the leaders. Is it still Isaac Salas, the only guy down to the inside, trying to make that work here with 10 laps to go. Ooh, contact with Pomalu. That'll give the third spot to Isaac Salas, as now Grandy jumps to the inside. He's trying to get the lead from Morano. He'll have it for a moment coming out of 4 at the line. It'll be Morano who fights back. Grandy has it through 1 and 2 now, as Morano's the one on the inside and on the attack. Grandy and Salas both get into the wall in 3 and 4. Salas now to the inside of Morano. Grandy clears for the lead. 8 laps to go as it tightens up front. Grandy gets into that wall again in 3 and 4. Salas gets into the back of him slightly. So caution will come out. John Krupa involved this time. It'll allow us to reset with 7 laps to go. It's Grandy, Salas, Morano, and Pomalu. So we'll have 7 laps to go when we go back to green. Grandy, Salas, Morano. Morano now back into 3rd as Grandy and Salas were able to move in front of him. And it should be a heck of a shootout here to complete this Big Black Mud feature event. So the Stephen King Foundation pace car will pull on off. And we'll go back to green flag racing action, this time by green flag waves. Grandy leads us back to green. Grandy, a good restart there. Isaac Salas using that outside momentum. He should have a run down the back stretch. He'll cross it over to the inside of Grandy, heading off into turn number 3. He'll slide up in front. Grandy will cross him back over down the front stretch. Grandy will hold on to the lead this time by only 5 laps to go. Contact made with the ball with both the leaders there as they head down the backstretch, nose to tail. They've broken away from Anthony Morano in 3rd. As Salas trying to chase down Grandy, it's a repeat of our battle with the small block modifieds. As it was Isaac Salas claiming victory there, he'll try to go 2 for 2 tonight, but Grandy will try to hold him off. He'll cross him over in turns number 2. They'll be side by side down the backstretch as Isaac Salas falls back in line. Salas all over the bumper of Grandy there as they got the 3-lap to go signal. Grandy tries to cross him back over in 2 again. He'll have the lead as they head off into turn number 3. Salas to the outside. He'll have the lead. 2 laps to go now at Port Royal as the change for the lead occurs. It's Isaac Salas all the way to the inside. Grandy on the outside trying to chase him down. White flag is out. It'll be Isaac Salas out front with the lead. He'll try to hold off Joseph Grandy for one more lap as it's Anthony Morano third. Out of turn number 4 for 2 for 2, it's Isaac Salas, your big block modified winner at Port Royal. Joseph Grandy second, Anthony Morano into third. We'll have those top 3 finishers joining us here shortly. And with that, it looks like we'll interview Joseph Grandy, our second place finisher. Joseph, just like that small block, you'll come home second here in the big block.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Was it similar to the small block? Once Isaac got up there, it was points racing and just trying to get as many points as you could at that point.
Yeah, I was playing it safe. Feel bad for hitting Zach there, but I think he saw it coming. He had plenty of time to cut down, and because I've done it 6 times, so but still feel bad about it. But yeah, I'll take home second any day.
Well, another good run for you here. You'll go 2 for 2 with the second places here on dirt tonight. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yep, Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair. All the guys at Trinidad's Racing. Congrats on Patrick. I think he got 4th. Appreciate you for doing the broadcast, coast to coast, all their sponsors, all the guys behind the scenes, and of course my girlfriend Olivia.
Well, that is our second place finisher for the second time tonight. It's Joseph Grandy from Port Royal Speedway. Joining us now from the third position, our third place finisher, the 32 of Anthony Morano. Anthony, walk us through your night and a podium finish there at Port Royal.
Oh man, that was a workout, man. That was fun. It's always good to run with Isaac and Joe up front.
You had some opportunities there at the end with some cautions with about 7 laps to go. What was your strategy going into there, and did you feel like you had a chance at a chance to take over the lead there at any point?
I think I was a little too cautious going into 1 and 2. I bounced around a lot in there in the 358 race, then today this afternoon in the matinee. So I was real cautious in there, and I think that's what cost me at the end of the day. But yeah, that's a tough track up there on the top side.
Well, it was a great run and a lot of fun watching you run up front tonight. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Thank my wife, of course, Sherry. Billy Roberts at Gears Unlimited, Logan Wentz at High Mom Lens, Dean Reynolds at Super Dirt Car Series, Travis G for putting up the broadcast, Coast to Coast League for putting on the races every week.
Well, great run, Anthony. We hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
That's Anthony Morano, your third place finisher tonight, and going 2 for 2 here in the modifieds on dirt for Thursday Night Thunder. It's Isaac Salas. Isaac, that one you really had settled into that second spot for quite a bit. What kind of turned on or what changed where you were able to get an attack on Grandy?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. Just trying to basically mind game each other out. It was fun, dude. That was actually probably one of my favorite big block races here in recent weekly shows. That felt like that top four, top five. Any one of us could have won that race right there. And it was fun, dude. I actually had a blast in there. So, well, yeah, just kind of like like I said, hit my marks and just try not to get too emotional or too hyped up or anything about that, and just kind of keep going to trying to put good laughs down.
When you're trading the lead back and forth like you and Grandy were, how much more important is it to hit the marks at that point?
Oh man, like I said about how fast everybody is here and how hard it is to win a race, when you're put up against one of the championship favorites for this season in Grandy, and I've been very fortunate to race Grandy a lot since he joined. And man, he's getting faster and faster, and it's getting harder and harder to get by him. So I'll tell you what, when you got to hit your marks when you're around him, and if you don't hit your mark exactly perfect, he makes you pay for it, and you just watch him go right on by, and you're like, well, there goes that lap. So I'll try to go get him again.
Well, another great run. You'll go 2 for 2 on dirt tonight. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, like I say, every time all those guys were at Venom, they're awesome, dude. I love each and every one of them for being in there tonight. And Dean the Super Dirt Car Series, Brian with Magnum Race Designs, Got Your 16th Racing Network, Marty and RSN Trackside, Simtrax Broadcasting, Coast to Coast. Like I said in the last one, man, everybody here is awesome. I love everybody here. Mission 22. Everything that they do for our veterans, like I say, go check them out. Honestly, if you have any veteran in your family or just anywhere close to you, I mean, it's such an awesome cause. My Gramps, top notch trucking for supporting me week in, week out. Like I say, I love talking to you, Travis. It's so much fun, and usually it's a good thing, I guess, if I'm talking to you. And yeah, just thanks to everybody that was here tonight. Made it fun. Thanks to Devin, I know is watching. Buddy's still watching. So thanks to you guys for supporting me. Thanks to my friends, all my family. And then, yeah, just like thanks to our veterans. And, yeah, I think that covers about everybody.
Well, congratulations, Isaac. Go 2 for 2 on the dirt tonight. That's Isaac Salas, your winner from Extreme E Speed Victory Lane.
Awesome. Thank you, Travis.
And with that, we will complete the dirt portion of our night. We will head over to North Wilkesboro Speedway for 100 laps for the Tim Chapman Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series. We appreciate you watching here on Extreme E Speed TV with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have short track racing from North Wilkesboro.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks, 4 wide, the crowd-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beast of the Northeast. It's the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to Extreme eSpeed TV with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are at North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Tim Chapman Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series. Of course, NASCAR Trucks and the Cup Series both at North Wilkesboro this weekend. Of course, when they built this one on iRacing, they reverted it back to the old 80s look of the track. Track looks a little bit different nowadays with the advancements they've made, but great to see. But one thing that is the same is that track configuration, that uphill down the backstretch, downhill down the front stretch, and some slick conditions out there on the track for the NASCAR Xfinity Series drivers here tonight. So this is our third and final part of our Thursday Night Thunder presented by Gambler Motorsports here tonight. It's going to be some short track action. Did you see Bob Light go around? He's one of the veterans here in the Asphalt Series on the Coast to Coast Racing League. As they'll shut down practice, we'll head over to qualifying session now. As you see, the sun comes out, the overcast skies go away, and we'll have our qualifying session here out on the track. See Preston Kramer go out there. As qualifying gets underway, John Mateo out there as well. So with this configuration, you have the opening on the backstretch there. You don't enter the pits until over towards the exit of turn number 4. Just watching the racing action at North Wilkesboro last night. They've had to, where that wall extends now towards turn number 1 is right at the point of entry of the corner. Of course, they enter the pits over there before they get to turn number 3. You see, it's Bob Light jumping to the top of the charts here early with this one. Massau, that's Jacob Massau, second. Johnston third. Mateo was fourth. He'll move to fifth as Isaac Salas jumps up into fourth. Isaac Salas looking to go 3 for 3 tonight. Tim Chapman out there on the track. He's right behind Zach, 11th fastest. Jacob Butcher out there as well. He'll jump up to 7th fastest as Steven Spees of Gambler Motorsports. He'll move up into the 4th spot. Talk about a place that you would think tires would come into play. We'll actually see. As Cody Graham is the last car currently out there. Hey Zach, it's Travis up in the booth. Got a copy? Hey Zach, it's Travis up in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, yeah, what's going on, Travis?
Hey Zach, obviously this version of North Wilkesboro a little bit older than the one that they're racing at this weekend, but from a track surface standpoint, how do you expect tires to come into play here tonight?
They are definitely going to come into play. I know these first 10 laps, you'll probably see me fall back a little bit unless people want to behave. I'm just going to try to respect the tires as long as I can, make them go. Maybe, a stop or two, try to get some track position because I think we're going to get a lot of cautions. And then that final pit stop of the day, I'll make sure to put 4 tires on it and we'll go for it.
I was going to ask what the key is to have a chance there at the end, but I think you walked us right through it. 100 laps around here at North Wilkesboro. Have fun tonight, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks for doing this, Travis.
That's Zach Chapman from Gambler Motorsports, as he will be part of the crew taking on North Wilkesboro Speedway tonight. He came in 13th fastest tonight in qualifying. It's his Gambler Motorsports teammate Steven Spees jumping to the top of the charts, as he had a 19.12 fastest time there by a considerable amount over Bob Light. Jacob Massau third, Johnston fourth, Salas fifth. As we mentioned, Isaac's going to look to go 3 for 3 tonight, as he picked up both modified victories on dirt. John Mateo sixth, Jacob Butcher seventh, Brandon Ishkanyan in 8th, Andrew Smith 9th, and Lewis Meglin will round out your top 10 starting lineup here at North Wilkesboro tonight. As they complete their qualifying session, there were 6 cars that did not take laps. One of them was Roger Craig. He may be in the booth, he may be on the track. We'll find out once they get ready to grid and take the green. And with that, they'll start gridding the field here, and we'll get ready to go to racing action here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Your starting lineup presented by the Super Dirt Car Series, as always. It's going to look like this. Steven Spees, your pole sitter, a 19.12. Starts alongside Bob Light. Starting third, Jacob Massau alongside Colin Johnson. Starting fifth, Isaac Salas next to John Mateo. Jacob Butcher in 7th next to Brandon Ishkanyan in 8th. Andrew Smith 9th, and running out your top 10 is Lewis Meglin. 11th, it's Cody Graham alongside Jeremy Tate. 13th, Zach Chapman next to Tim Chapman. 15th, Preston Kramer next to Butch Baker. Dwayne Simons will start 17th next to Terry Landis, and rounding out your top 20, it's Roland Olson alongside Connor Ross. 21st, Joe Canellis next to Peter Thompson. 23rd, Jeffrey Kemper next to Brian Lawson. Rounding out your field is Roger Craig. We'll see if Roger's in this one or not. Doesn't look like he is. He will be up in the booth calling the shots for this one from North Wilkesboro. So Steven Spees will take us to green. Of course, our Sim Racer Hub standings, which they present all our standings throughout the evening. It's Bob Light who starts second, is our points leader. He's got 2 wins this spring season. Colin Johnson second, Andrew Smith third, Brandon Ishkanyan in fourth, Zachary Chapman, who we talked to a little while ago, in 5th with a win, Lewis Meglin 6th with a win, and Aiden Young currently sits in 7th with a win as well. Isaac Salas sits in 10th. He has a victory this spring, as does Cody Graham and Kyle Moonen. But with that, they'll roll off behind that Stephen King Foundation pace car. Some short track racing from North Wilkesboro Speedway tonight. Of course, you got Steven Spees there of Gambler Motorsports. And Bob Light alongside him, our points leader here, coming into tonight for the Tim Chapman NASCAR Xfinity Series. Lights will go off the pace car, so we'll go around one more time before we go green. 100 laps around this 5/8 mile up in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Stephen King Foundation pace car will head off onto pit road this time by. They'll go through 3 and 4 one more time. Green flag will wave as our Mission 22 restart zone. Steven Spees, Bob Light head off into turn number 1 side by side. That inside line should be the advantage through 1 and 2 especially. And even more so as that grip wears off. Bob Light holding on tough here, as is Colin Johnson. Some contact back in the pack. Caution flag will wave. It looks like Terry Landis, Roland Olson, and Jacob Butcher all involved. And just like that, the first caution will wave, and that Stephen King Foundation pace car finds his way back out on the track. So Steven Spees will prepare to go back to... So Steven Spees will hold on to the lead here as he gets ready to go back to green. Caution laps, of course, count. So Steven Spees getting ready to take us back to green. Bob Light second, Masao. Front 5 all stay as they started. It was Louis Meglin, John Mateo, Jacob Butcher, all that had issues there on that start. So they'll fall back to the back of the field. Everyone from 6th on back will move up at least a spot. And like John and I normally talk about, getting a rhythm around here, especially getting some laps in. Zach Chapman predicted there'd be quite a few caution laps here tonight. But if they do want to get on some long green flag runs, the key's going to be getting single file, getting down there on the inside of the track. Because as we saw it, guys that tried to use that outside line going into 3 for the first time, slippery proposition up there to the top side. So they'll get double file restart here as the Stephen King Foundation pace car plans to pull on in this time by. Spees Bob Light will be your front row here as we go back to racing action from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Green flag waves. Spees will jump out front. Massau looks to the inside of Bob Light as they head off into turn number 1. Isaac Salas also, as well as those inside 3 cars trying to close off. Oh, around goes. It looks like Tim Chapman back in the pack. Caution flag will wave. Because it's going to be Tim Chapman bringing out that latest caution, and the caution flag will wave yet again. Here on lap number 8. So Steven Spees out front. We'll see if he's available to chat with us here real quick. Hey Steven, it's Travis up in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you, Travis.
So you've got the lead out front here as we've had a couple cautions early. What's it going to take to stay out front here at North Wilkesboro tonight and try to bring home a victory?
If we get a green flag run, I don't know. I think it's just going to take consistency as much as anything, but I'm kind of a rookie in this car, so got lucky there in the Q lap, and it probably maybe don't belong up here where I am, but as long as I can have control of the starts, I'll just try to stay in the front and let those guys behind me fight maybe a little bit, and save some tires, and see what happens. I think consistency is really going to be the key, and not overdoing the tires.
Consistency and a long green flag run. For that to happen, is that inside line the best line, and probably getting single file going to be the best chance of that happening?
Your guess is as good as mine. This is I've never driven this car on this track, so when we were in trucks the other day, I did race, and bottom line kind of seemed to be it. The line moved up a little bit to kind of a lane or two off of the bottom as the race went, and things got a little tighter as you lost tires. So yeah, hopefully guys just want to ride, and we can just kind of single file it out and not race and use our stuff up, but we'll see.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here. Good luck the rest of the way, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, let's hope so. Good luck. Quite the duty broadcasting this one up on your own tonight, so good luck to you too.
Thanks, David. We'll talk to you later. That's Steven Spees of Gambler Motorsports, our current leader here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, joining us. So some novice in his voice here with the Xfinity car. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if we're going to go double file restart or if they will stick with it. Try to make it. It looks like they will go double file restart here. Our third attempt at the green flag here. As our Tim Chapman Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series marches on here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Spees and Bob Light still on that front row. Front 5 all have stayed the same. They'll make their way through 3 and 4. Stephen King Foundation pace car pulls on in. Green flag waves. Spees, a good start there. He's able to pull away, put some separation. Bob Light has an opening to move down. He'll stay outside, to the outside at least down the backstretch, and he'll stay down there going into 3 as they try to make a move. Colin Johnson up even another lane as they make their way. We've made our way around, working lap number 14 at North Wilkesboro now. Bob Light holds on to that second spot. Steven Spees out front. Steven Spees leads as Ish Canyon, good battle there. He's to the outside of Isaac Salas. That's a battle for 5th as Ish Canyon will move in. You can see he's got some damage to his right rear. Andrew Smith watches on as they still stay side by side. Isaac Salas using that inside line. And the caution flag will come out. It looks like Jeffrey Kemper involved. Tim Chapman and the 85 of Jacob Butcher all involved. They're right at the entrance to pit road. So the caution flag will wave for a 3rd time. So we will line them back up. Steven Spees was able to stay out front there. Colin Johnson was trying to move up. Really, Bob Light and Colin Johnson both were trying to use that outside line. Bob Light was running middle of the track, especially down in 3 and 4. Colin Johnson was up that 3rd line from the bottom, really. So Steven Spees will take us back to it. So Steven Spees, well, lights should go off. And they do. And they'll stack them up side by side again here, getting ready to go back to green. Got 21 laps complete. Of course, the caution laps do count here in the Tim Chapman Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series. See if we can get some laps in here. Green flag wave. Steven Spees remains. Isaac Salas now out to the outside of Brandon Ish Canyon. That's one change that we've seen here with the shake up on this latest green flag run we had. As now Colin Johnson moves up into the 3rd spot, right up to the back of Bob Light. Caution flag waves again. This time it looks like Roland Olson involved. he gets it up and running again. So Roland Olson, you can see the bumper removed from the car there. As we're about a quarter of the way through here now. Obviously had some caution laps here to get this one started. And we'll wait to get them stacked back up. And they should get lined back up this time by another double file restart, which will put Spees back on the inside, Bob Light to the outside. Colin Johnson's now moved up to third, though, so that'll put him on the inside, which will be interesting because he's really enjoyed that outside line here early in this one. So they will move off into turn number 3 here, getting ready to go back to green. Green flag will wave. Steven Spees will jump out front. Bob Light will stay out to the outside. Colin Johnson into the inside now there. It's Isaac Salas moving through the inside as well. They'll stay side by side down the backstretch as they chase down Steven Spees. Big group of cars here from second on back. Colin Johnson now working the inside of Bob Light. Good run for him. Isaac Salas trying to keep it down off the 61 of Massau. He will. Oh, Colin Johnson gets loose coming out of 2 into that inside wall. He'll go around. Green flag stays. See if he's able to get it going. He will get into the pits. So we work lap number 30. Steven Spees out front. You can see him head down the backstretch. That gap he currently has on Bob Light as they work lap number 30 of 100. And now we've finally gotten to some single file racing around the track. We'll see how that pays off, and the caution will come out. It looks like Mateo goes around on the front stretch in the 82 machine, and that'll bring out our 5th caution of the night. So working lap number 34 now here under caution. As they had gotten single file there, it looked like they were going to have an opportunity to have a long green flag run there. So we will get set here to get them lined back up and go back to green. Steven Spees next to Bob Light, working lap number 37 when we go back to green flag racing ring action here. Green flag raves, and we're back to racing here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, working lap number 37. Steven Spees out front, Bob Light, Isaac Salas using that outside line. You've got Massow and Ish Canyon to the inside. That's your top five. Jeremy Tate back in the pack. He's working the inside of Preston Kramer as they come out of turn number 4. That's the 35 of Connor Ross now working that outside. Oh, slight contact made there. Landis goes around. Will stay green out front at Steven Spees. He leads Bob Light, Isaac Salas, and Massow. Ish Canyon will round out your front 5. Now looking at it, it's the front 9 all the way back to Jeremy Tate. We're single file as the caution comes out, and that's going to come out for Terry Landis, as we saw him go around on the backstretch there. And we've made it to lap number 40 now of 100 here at North Wilkesboro. So we've made it 42% of the way here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Steven Spees continues to lead. Terry Landis is into the pits now. John Mateo, he currently runs 10th. He pitted on lap 2. Zach Chapman made a pit stop on lap 32. So maybe some strategy coming in there from Zach. But so far, with so many caution laps, Tire wear gas and anything in between has not been an issue as of yet. And with that, they'll get lined up, ready to go. A quick caution there. Steven Spies holds on to that lead here early. Bob Light continuing to hold on to that second spot as it's Isaac Salas now up into that third spot, and Massau holds down the fourth spot. Green flag waves as Spies leads off into 1 and 2. Bob Light now trying to hold off Isaac Salas. Isaac Salas making his way up through. He's someone that we saw earlier in the night sweep the dirt races in the modifieds. Now trying to go 3 for 3 here from North Wilkesboro as he'll hold on to that third spot. Ish Canyon now working the inside of Massau. He's trying to move up into fourth. Also, Kramer and Graham side by side behind them. That's a battle for sixth. Bob Light now moves down the track in front of Isaac, so Isaac's going to have to try to find another way around Bob here. But we are closing in on that halfway mark from North Wilkesboro here as we stay green. It's Steven Spies out front. Butch Baker there, he's working the outside of Zach Chapman. Chapman moves up into that 8th spot. You've got the 82 of Mateo. He'll jump in there, as does Jeremy Tate. So great battle there. Up front a little ways, you've got Preston Kramer. He's trying to hold off Cody Graham. Preston's up 9 spots. A good run for him as the 7th caution of the night comes out. Looks like Butch Baker involved. Looks like Roland Olson also pulls away from the scene of the crime there. And as they come to the caution flag here, we'll be to the halfway mark, lap number 50. So Steven Spies leads, 50 laps down. Bob Light second, Salas third. Here at the halfway mark, we'll see if anyone drives on into pit road. Play some strategy here as we have 49 laps to go. So we're past the halfway mark now here. No one dives onto pit road that wasn't involved there. Connor Ross did pit there on lap 40, so about a dozen laps ago. So we'll see how this one plays out. Seems that we should have some cautions between here and the end. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy comes in play with that throughout the rest of the evening. Of course, wishing John Hines' computer a safe recovery back to action. Miss you here tonight, John. So they'll get lined back up. Another Mission 22 restart, our 7th of the night. So green flag will wave. Steven Spees leads us back to green. Side by side behind the leader here as we go back to racing action. Isaac Salas alongside Bob Light. Isaac has the, oh, and up! It looked like what may possibly a glitch as the 5 of Isaac Salas jumped right into Bob Light. Ish Canyon involved as well. As that just didn't look right. It looked like something glitched there on that 5 machine of Isaac Salas as he was looking to go for a clean sweep tonight. Bob Light also, so that took out 3 of our top 5. That had been just riding around really for the most part up front. So we'll get them lined back up, get them back into the correct order. There was some great side-by-side action there from second on back. It's going to be exciting to see how that shook out, especially when you had Isaac Salas trying to move up through the field. But it's going to be Steven Spees here, trying to hold it down. Looks like Bob Light will get his spot back. Or at least that's where he's pulled back up to. Isaac Salas is back to 15th. Ish Canyon back to 16th at this point. Front 5 still have not pitted. Neither has Jeremy Tate and Andrew Smith. So we're about 60% of the way through this one. Obviously a lot of green or caution flags at this point. In a race that we thought tire wear and grip may come into play, hasn't really been a factor as of yet. Grip possibly. There has been some accidents due to lack of grip, but not because of the tire wear. So they're side by side. Steven Spees, Bob Light, row number 1. Preston Kramer now up to 4th. He'll restart that outside row number 2. Green flag wave. Steven Spees leads us back to green. The 61 of Mossau has a good start down there on the inside. He'll move into that second spot. Cody Graham follows him up through. Also Connor Ross there as well. Jeremy Tate makes his move on the inside of Preston Kramer. You got Zachary Chapman there to the outside. Great battles back through the pack. Also up front, you've got Cody Graham, Connor Ross trading the third position back and forth. Connor Ross will hold on to it down the backstretch as the caution flag will wave one more time. This time is Canyon involved, as is Dwayne Simons. As the caution flag waves for the 9th time here on lap number 64. So we're 2/3 of the way now, lap 66 of 100 here at North Wilkesboro. We'll jump down and see if Steven Spies is available to join us again. Hey Steven, it's Travis up in the booth. Got a copy?
Got you, Travis.
So 9 cautions in. We've made it to lap 66. You continue to lead out front. What's these 9 cautions done to strategy, and how do you think it plays out for the next 44 laps?
I think I got enough fuel. Tires still feel okay, but I mean, I don't know if we've really raced more than 2 or 3 laps, so I don't really know what I've got. So, if we keep getting cautions like that, I'm in pretty good shape. But if we have a long green flag run, I may be in big trouble. I just really don't know. But my current strategy is just, keep being easy on the car whenever we are green and push this clutch in under yellow and make sure that the fuel's good to make it.
Well, sounds good. We appreciate the insights. That's Steven Spies, our leader. Good luck the rest of the way, Steven.
Thanks, Travis.
So that's Steven Spies of Gambler Motorsports. He's still our leader out front. They should be lights off the pace car this time by, as there they go. And with that info there, Gas, they should be able to go green the rest of the way. So we'll see who tries to stay green. We'll see what happens with cautions the rest of the way. And you've got to think if we could get a long green flag run in here, that could add some entertainment and some strategy to the race as well. Green flag waves. We're back to racing action here as the 61 of Massau using this as an opportunity. He'll ride along that right rear corner of Spies as they go into turn 1. He'll fall back behind him as they go off into turn number 3. Ross and Graham still side by side, and Kramer and Tate side by side back there. Also, Isaac Salas is back up into the 8th position as he's tried to recover from his earlier incident. One thing to note, if we do have a longer green flag run, Isaac Salas did pit on lap 57 as the caution flag waves. So if there was a green flag run, you got to think that may play into his advantage. And And it could also play into his advantage even with quick little runs here as he continues to make his way up through the field. We'll see if Isaac's available.
Tell you what, fucking Bob is strong on top.
Isaac, it's Travis up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So we saw you drop back in the pack a little bit there with that incident, trying to make your way back up. What's the strategy here with under 30 laps to go?
Well, I think the big thing here is kind of save my tires. I know that Bob's right on me, and we got the 2 freshest tires. I guess Zach's here as well. And I know that, you know, we have a lot fresher tires, and I know that if we can just kind of navigate this traffic, hopefully at the end, I think we have something. I think it might be a battle between the 3 of us, because I don't know when these guys ahead of us are going to pit, but I hope kind of soon. I'd like to see some clear track and see what I can do here.
So we've been talking to some different drivers throughout here. Some think they can make it go the rest of the way. If that's the case, is it a long green flag run, or are you going to be able to take away some of these positions even with some short burst?
I think it's a little bit of both. If I can pick some of these guys off on restarts and stuff like that, and kind of them checking up on the bottom or anything like that, I think that'll be a key. And then just kind of, like I said, just keeping these tires nice and, you know, just nice and full of energy, hopefully for the end here. But like I said, Bob's right behind me. I know he's really good with tires. I know he's really good knowing when to push. And, yeah, I think I got something for the end, though, if I can get up there.
Well, good luck, Isaac. We'll see if we talk to you later. That's Isaac Salas going for the sweep here on Thursday Night Thunder, as he will restart in the 8th spot. He talked about Bob Light. Bob Light right behind him in 9th. They were both caught up in that incident earlier there, as we'll get back, line back up side by side. Steven Spies and Jacob Massau, your front row. So 25 laps to go. Steven Spies makes his way around. Green flag waves. That 61 of Massau to the outside. Connor Ross trying to make a move. He's now putting pressure on that 61 of Massau. Battle for second. He had been battling Cody Graham that last green flag run, so he'll set his sights on the next position, trying to leave Cody behind. As out front, it is still that Spies machine. See if a longer green flag run here may give someone the opportunity to get up to that 55 and really challenge Steven, as Connor Ross now falls in line behind Massau. See, back in the pack, you got Isaac Salas. He's looking to the inside of Preston Kramer. Bob Light moves to the inside of Meglin. And the caution flag waves again. Not exactly seeing. It looks like Ish Canyon and Andrew Smith. It looks like Ish Canyon had made his way to the pit, so he may have had an incident there. Not seeing it on the log what exactly may have happened. So we'll give another go at it. We'll have under 20 laps to go. Isaac Salas, Bob Light both moved up a couple more positions here. So under 20 laps to go as the laps continue to tick away. So Steven Spies will restart. He's led every lap thus far, all 81 of them we've completed. So they'll get lined back up here quickly. 18 laps to go as we count down. Stephen King Foundation pace car dives on in. Another Mission 22 restart. Steven Spies will jump out front. Connor Ross jumps to the inside of Mossau. He'll return to that battle he had prior to that caution as he'll move into the second spot now. Isaac Salas also trying to move up. He's all over the back of Cody Graham. He's got Bob Light to his inside as Meglin watches on as it's go time here at North Wilkesboro now. Some guys trying to move up through the field fast they can. As Isaac Salas will hold on, Cody Graham about goes around, but the caution flag has already waved. Looks like Terry Landis involved. There he is in turn number 1, getting it straightened back out. And the caution flag will wave for the 12th time, which should bring us down to around 10 laps to go once we go back to green. So they'll line back up. So we'll get ready to go back to green here at North Wilkesboro. Should be around 10 laps to go when we go back to racing action. So they'll get him lined back up here. We'll have another Mission 22 restart. You're going to have Connor Ross now on that front row. See how he can make an attack on Steven Spies here. So they'll get lined back up. They'll come out of turn number 4. Green flag will wave. Steven Spies leads us back to action. He's got Ross to the outside. Massau all over the back of him here. They'll make contact. Steven Spies will go around in 1 and 2. Isaac Salas hard into the wall. Green flag will stay out. That puts Connor Ross into the lead. Preston Kramer now second. Massau back to third. Graham and Chapman trading fourth back and forth. As the aggression had turned up as the laps counted down, the front 3 have broken away. You got to go back to Zach Chapman and Cody Graham. They're battling for fourth. And they lead that next group as this latest incident has really stretched the field around this entire track. You can see Meglin and Spies, 2 cars that got caught up in that incident. They're back in 13th and 14th as it's Connor Ross, 7 laps to go. Cars back in the second group trying to make moves. Colin Johnson, Bob Light. Bob Light making a move on the inside of Isaac Salas. That's a battle for 6th position. Oh, and there goes Colin Johnson through the middle. Isaac Salas will try to cross over on him. He's got Andrew Smith behind him. It looks like Andrew Smith having some issues there with his car blinking. So Bob Light will move up into 6th. Now he's going to try to chase down Cody Graham and Zach Chapman. He's quickly gained on Graham there as it's Connor Ross out front. He's got a good lead on Preston Kramer as Preston Kramer's under attack from Jacob Massau. Kramer goes around right at the start-finish line. Caution flag will wave, and we're going to have a green-white checkered. So that green flag run there had quite a lot of excitement here for this one at North Wilkesboro. Connor Ross is your leader. Massau second. Chapman all the way up to third. Bob Light's back up into the top 5. Salas has fallen back to 8th. Steven Spies, who led the first 90-plus laps of this one, he currently rides in the 13th position after some contact in turn number 1. And we line them back up with a green-white checkered to go here. So Connor Ross was someone that started 20th. He's made his way up through. And with all the cautions, he gained some through attrition. Other ones, he had been moving up. Especially before getting up to the lead, he'd been picking them off one by one with the short burst of green flag laps we had. His car looks like it's in great condition, especially compared to those other 3 cars right there around him. So we'll see if Connor's able to hold off Jacob Moss-Out, Zachary Chapman, Cody Graham, and Bob Light and hold on for a victory here at the famous North Wilkesboro Speedway. So they'll get lined back up, double file restart. Green flag waves for Connor Ross out front. Zach Chapman moves to the inside of Jacob Moss-Out by the time they enter turn number 1. Side by side throughout. Colin Johnson jumps to the outside. He's looking to make big moves as he'll fall back in line. Caution flag will wave. So we'll get lined back up. We'll do it all over again. So Connor Ross was able to hold him off. Moss-Out, Chapman saw Colin Johnson. He ended up back in his 6th spot, but he at least made an attempt at it, and a valiant one at that. As they'll get ready to go back to green. As Connor Ross will try to hold on for the victory. As they will get lined back. And ready to go back to green here. Zach Chapman on that outside, you know he'll be aggressive here towards the end. As Connor Ross looks to hold on. green-white checkered attempt number 2. Here from North Wilkesboro Speedway, you see the Andrew Smith machine still blinking back there in row number 4. Green flag will wave. Good restart for Connor Ross there as Massau has Zach Chapman to his outside. Cody Graham trying to follow Zach up around the outside through 1 and 2. Chapman to the outside in 3 and 4. He'll slide all the way up to that furthest line, as will Colin Johnson. That'll give up second to Massau. They're still side by side as the white flag waves. Next flag will end it as it's Connor Ross out front. He's got to love Massau and Zach Chapman side by side behind him. They'll give it one more attempt in 3 and 4. Massau will pull ahead of Chapman, but your winner's going to be Connor Ross. Massau second, Chapman third at North Wilkesboro. So 100 laps down, just under an hour. As it's going to be Connor Ross, your winner. Steven Spees will end up 11th. Bob Light finishes 6th. Isaac Salas up to 7th. Top 3 finishers will get parked there on the front stretch, and they will join us up here in the booth here momentarily. And we will start off with Zachary Chapman, our third place finisher tonight. Zach, we talked to you there before the race and throughout the evening there. You made some gains there at the end. Walk us through your night and how you ended up with a podium finish.
Product of my teammates' bad luck there. I think Steven, I didn't get a great angle of it, but I know Steven got turned there, and for whatever reason, it took a while for the caution to come out, and I was able to keep up my momentum, and I think I went from 10th to 4th in one lap, and then I don't know, I felt like I had a chance there at the end, but Connor was really fast, and if Steven wasn't going to win it, I'm glad our other teammate Connor did for sure.
Walk us through your battle there with Jacob. We had those couple green white checkered attempts, but you and Jacob kind of battled your way out of having an opportunity to get up to Connor there.
Yeah, he did an amazing job there on that restart. He almost had me cleared going into turn 1, and I mean, Connor and I were even talking in the Discord. I knew when he was going to go, and that I still got the timing wrong compared to Jacob there, but he did a good job of running me clean. It was good hard racing for sure. It definitely was going to be tough to beat Connor with us racing, but at that point I was just looking for a gambler 1-2.
Well, a good run and a good finish here tonight for you, Zachary. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, of course. Your pops on the hood over there at Cool Ray. He does a lot of cool things for a lot of good things for a lot of cool people. You for doing the broadcast here tonight, all my teammates at Gambler, my dad for sponsoring the broadcast, and last but not least, my wife for letting me do this every night.
Well, congratulations, Zach. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's third place finisher Zachary Chapman. Joining us now is our third place finisher, second place finisher, Jacob Massau. Jacob, walk us through your night. You had guys coming and going around you, but you were able to come away with a second place finish tonight.
Yeah, no, I want to apologize to Stefan. That was just dumb on my part. I messed with my brake bias under the caution and did not know how to check up, I guess, and just slid right into him. But that was his race to win. I feel pretty bad, but no, it was just it was a tough race. I don't really run these cars, so I had no clue how to drive them. But it was fun without making contact. But it was just a dumb race by me.
So you had Connor Ross make his way, and then you had some great battles there with Zach. Kind of walk us through once you did have some green flag runs there at the end. What was kind of the advantage? Did you prefer restarting there on the inside, having an attempt on the outside? Where'd your car best really run, especially with so many restarts throughout the evening?
It was definitely better on the bottom. The top, just couldn't get going on the top. I would lose on the bottom. The bottom definitely was a spot to start. You could just put it in third gear and just protect the bottom, really. Just third gear, you didn't spin the tires as much on the bottom as the top. So for me, I want to be on the bottom. I thought I was going to have a shot at the end, but he just got a really good start, and I just kind of catch him with how much I burned my tires up.
Well, great run and a great finish for you tonight, Jacob. Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Fast Ice Hot Rods, Graham Racing, my teammates John, Cody, and Joe. It was you for a good broadcast, and it was a great league.
That's Jacob Massau, our second place finisher tonight. And now joining us from Extreme E Speed TV Victory Lane, it's Connor Ross. Connor, you start 20th. Walk us through your night to from 20th to 1st.
Yeah, I had to leave, so I missed the big block race practice and qualifying, but I did a few laps last night. It's about 10, and just wanted to feel the difference between the truck, and there was quite a bit of a difference, but after a few laps, I just knew I had to keep the tires under, keep my nose clean, and we did that for the most part. Got squirrely, got up into the wall, and said, we'll pit now, and just knew I had to keep it under me, and I would be able to charge up to the front.
There at the end, you were able to pass and really move around to make some moves towards the lead that we hadn't really seen, especially up front. What was your car doing that was allowing you specifically to move around the track, especially with the different restarts and starting on the outside, starting on the inside? What was really your car giving you that was working best?
Honestly, after I pitted, I think I passed about 7 to 10 cars up on the high side. Just now, I might have been pitching them down a little bit, but I had to go, and I think the outside's fast here. That middle groove is pretty underrated when you're racing side by side, but you get a good jump off the exit, so it's kind of up top. But hey, if there was a gap, I was gonna fill it.
Well, great run tonight. Congratulations on the win. The floor is now yours. What sponsors you want to give a shout out to tonight?
I got to thank Gambler Steven. He was, I think he had a good shot at winning that, but just some stuff happened. Zach Chapman, the guys from Gambler, I think Zach would have won that actually if he didn't get squirrely, but Gambler, Burger Barn, Petro Plus, Retail Design Group, Kingpin Farms, Coast to Coast again for putting on an amazing broadcast. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you, Connor. Congratulations. That's your winner from Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. Your winner tonight at North Wilkesboro, Connor Ross. And with that, our Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder comes to a close. We went from the dirt track of Port Royal Speedway to the short track asphalt of North Wilkesboro. And we appreciate you tuning in as always. If you'd like to learn more about Coast to Coast Racing League, visit c2crl.com. We're thankful to have you here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at a racetrack again soon. Here, it's Extreme E-Speed TV with the Coast to Coast Racing League Network.